Do you press it?
Yes. I think we are live and rocking and rolling here. If we are, let us know. We're using a new streaming software here. So all of our Real Beauty Bosses who are here in the community, if you could give us a big hello, let us know who you are, what you do, where you're tuning in from. So you can let me know if we're actually live and showing up in the group right now. That'd be fantastic. Today we are going to be rocking and rolling. Katie and I are back, ready to get the party started. It's been a little bit since we've seen you guys. Let me move my desk down a little bit. It's been a hot minute. Me and Katie have been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes for our Real Beauty Bosses elite clients and a new Beyond the Chair program for all of our clients who are looking to move their business, not just doing services, but also beyond the chair as a true owner. And so we've got a lot of stuff we've been cooking up, and we are finally ready to release it to everyone and also start helping you guys out here in the free community as well. So if you guys are here, go ahead and let us know. Type in the chat who you are, what you do, and where you're tuning in from, and we can get this party started. We've got 3 things we're going to be talking about today, Katie.
Absolutely. Also, if you are catching this video live, be sure to type in #live down below. And if you're catching that replay later on tonight, be sure to type in #replay down below. That way I know who is showing up and who's putting in the work for themselves and their business. We do have 3 different things that we are going to be covering tonight. So those 3 things are: number 1, how to attract clients in a way that gets them excited to show up and buy. Number 2, how to turn first-time clients into raving fans who practically throw their address book of referrals at you. And number 3, the perfect consultation that keeps clients coming back for more every single month. These are 3 huge game changers for the industry and for yourself. So listen up, tune in. Jordan's going to share the spotlight with me a little bit tonight.
Yes. So what's going on, guys? We're going to give you guys just a couple minutes so everyone can get hopped on. I know we just went on the dot. So when you are here, please let us know if you're here. #live or #replay, depending on when you're watching this. And then let us know who you are, what you do, and where you're tuning in from. If you do have any questions that you want us to answer today, we will be answering any of the Q&A that floods into the chat today. If this is your first time here, we are Real Beauty Bosses, as you can see from our sign here. We help salon, spa, and beauty professionals get more clients, get the clients that have paying them more money, and get those clients coming back consistently and predictably. We've been doing this for the past 3 years. We've generated over $3 million in our own salon and spa businesses, and we've also generated over $5 million across our clients' businesses. So we kind of know a lot on how to get clients and make money in this industry, and we're here to help you guys do the same. So with that being said, if you have any questions about growing your business, growing your clientele, getting your clients to spend more money with you, getting clients to come back more frequently, how to deal with any of these post-pandemic situations that we've all been dealing with these past pretty much year, kind of on a year of being under COVID. Masks are finally starting to come up in some parts of the world, though. So let us know how, if you're mask on or mask off in the comments below. We'd love to hear it.
With that said, you guys know my freaking drill. There are 20 people watching this live right now, and I only got 2 comments, and one of them is Lisa, who's been with me for a year. So those of you who are watching, all 20 of you who are sitting in silence, you only get out of this live what you put into it. So definitely be sure to #live if you're watching this video live, or #replay if you're checking out the replay. And also, if you've never been on a live with myself or Jordan before, 100% type below who you are, what you do, and where you're from, so that way I can get to know you. And that way we can really connect even through this screen. So I can actually teach you, get to know you, your business, your needs, etc. And we can make sure to get you rocking and rolling.
Yes. So first thing that I'd like to do today, if it's cool with you, Katie, is share some wins that we've had in our community lately.
That's not cool with me. I don't think we should share any wins with them at all.
So one thing
they're too quiet.
That's right. If y'all do have any wins that you've had over this past week, big or small, go ahead and share them in the chat. We'll celebrate you down below. It's extremely important to celebrate your wins, no matter how big or small you are. And that's one thing we do before every meeting, before every coaching call, before every live stream we do, is we like to start off with some wins. So while you guys are still trickling in, type in #live, type in #replay, and go ahead and share with us what
who you are,
what you do, where you're from. So I'm pulling this up real quick. I'm going to pull up some wins we've had over the past few months in our private community, just to show you guys what's been going on behind the scenes and how people just like you are winning all across the world, so you can stay motivated and inspired. Let me see if I can share my screen here real shortly. This is my first time using this streaming software, so please be patient with me. Let's see.
We're getting it.
Katie, you entertain while I get this figured out.
We definitely have so many wins that have come in over the last few months with Real Beauty Bosses, even during COVID. Even with everything that's going on right now, we actually even have a completely free course that highlights not only all of these wins, but loads and loads of free trainings as well for you guys. We want to make sure that regardless of what's going on with you and your business right now, you are equipped with the tools to make shit happen. So with that said, if you guys want access to that free course, definitely hashtag free course down below so we can get you access to it so that you can have the tools necessary to keep growing.
Let's make the hashtag of the day, hashtag butts in seats. So we will be sharing with you, if you type in hashtag butts in seats below, we'll share with you our free course, our 3 appointment setting scripts, which we finally just released to the public, absolutely free. And there's a ton of free trainings, which I'm actually about to share with you right now, if I can get my computer working here. With that being said, what are our 3 topics today? Did you already list them out?
I did. Our 3 things that we're going to be talking about today is number 1, how to attract clients in a way that gets them excited to show up and buy. Number 2, how to turn first-time clients into raving fans who practically throw their address book of referrals at you. And number 3, the perfect consultation that keeps them coming back for more. I see we also have Gina, who's joining us from Detroit, Michigan. Oscar said hashtag live. I finally made it. Lisa is on. Andrew Pride is here. What is up, Andrew?
Andrew.
We got Donna, who's hashtag live. Oscar actually said he's from Florida, so are we.
What's going on? What part of Florida? Let us know.
And Donna typed in hashtag butts in seats.
Cool. So let's rock and roll. This is the free course we're going to be sharing with everyone who shows up to the lives. We're going to try to keep this as constantly updated as we can. But right now you'll be able to get some videos on how to fill your books without spending a penny. These are all free. If you type in hashtag butts in seats right now, we'll send it to you right after this training. We have our appointment setting scripts that we're sharing with the whole community here, as you can see here as well. I had a lot of people say they're really excited to see those. We've already had a lot of people book a ton of appointments in 2021, these past couple months since using those. And then we have just a ton of free training videos that we're willing to share with you guys as well, absolutely free. So that way you can get some value. And if you do get value from these, you can reach out to us and let us know if you want to book a game plan call where we can chat one-on-one with you and see if there's anything we can do to help you grow your business each year. But let's share some wins that we've had recently. I've got tons of video testimonials here. We'll share some of the screenshot wins. Bina recently sold $5,000 in new appointments in a week. April booked 5 new clients in 1 day. Gilda made an extra $9,773, working only 4 days a week. Marcia made $19,490 in a single month. Terry made $9,612 in a 30-day period. Stacy booked 3 new client consultations, her first day in the RBB Elite program. And we've got tons of wins all here across the board. So we definitely want to make sure that this entire community that is here right now is also geared towards sharing their wins on a regular basis. So if you've had any wins, you can go ahead and ring the bell and let us know what you have been doing over the past week or so we can ring the bell for you. With that being said, let's get into the content we prepared for you today. So how to become the go-to expert in your city and book your calendar for weeks in advance. Step 1 is how to attract clients in a way that gets them excited to show up ready to buy. How do we do that, Katie?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's important to highlight what not to do that everyone mistakes. And that is to stop trying to just sell your shit on social media, okay? All the time, all we're doing in our local area is buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Just these loud posts or billboards or radio ads or these cross promotions or business cards or flyers that you're putting out there. That's all they say. And guess what? That does not put the needs of the client first when you are just pushing a service onto them in the local area. Your number 1 goal should simply be to make connections with the people in your local area, find out their needs, and diagnose a solution. That should be your number 1 go-to thing that you are doing, not selling and buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff 24/7, because it makes you look spammy. It makes people lack respect for you, and it doesn't get your intended result of an actual butt in your seat.
Yeah. So I think the best analogy of this is like everyone needs to think about the good old days and, maybe the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s when we were able to, go and actually network in on our local community and be able to get connected with the local people in our area and start conversations with those people and book appointments with those people who would be a good fit. What we want to do in this day and age is no different. Just because we can't go outside to networking events or things like that right now due to COVID and things like that, doesn't mean there's not ways to make those general connections in your neighborhood or in your local community online. And so what you need to do is stop trying to go out there. Like if you look, no one wants to go to a BNI event and just go and try to throw out their business cards or sell their shit. Like that's not going to be a very popular person at the event. But if you go to an event setting or a local networking party of some sort, the best way to build general connections is just have conversations with people, get to know them a little bit, show interest in them, and they'll show interest in you. And so everything that we do that's working so well for our clients and generated already $1 million this year for us personally in revenue in the first 3 months of the year, is starting conversations and booking appointments. Those are the first two things. How do we go about starting conversations and booking appointments right now, and what's working for our clients right now, Katie?
There's actually multiple ways that we go about this whole shindig with starting conversations and booking appointments. But the first and foremost is to utilize Facebook groups to get those conversations started with people in your local area. Think of it this way. This is my favorite analogy. It's by a guy named Russell Brunson. If you stood up in a crowded cafeteria and you just said, "Hey, buy my stuff. I got stuff. Come buy it. Come over here. I've got lots of stuff. Yeah, come on. Bring your wallet," right? Who's actually going to stand up and be like, "I'm going to go give that guy money," right? Probably not a single soul, right? But if you stood up in a crowded cafeteria and you're like, "Hey, I'm just wondering, show of hands, who's hungry over here? Who's like starving?"
All right. Okay. Anybody hungry?
Yeah. Anybody hungry? Everyone's going to be raising their hand going, me. I wouldn't be in this cafeteria if I wasn't freaking hungry, right? And then all of a sudden you're going to have all these people who are actual qualified customer raising their hand going, "Yeah, I'm definitely hungry. Let's talk about it. What you got for me?" Right? It's a different conversation and it puts you in a point of authority. Now think of that in terms of Facebook groups. If we're going in Facebook groups, just going, "Buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff," or even social media in general, we're not going to have that flood of people raising their hands going, oh yeah, I want to buy your stuff for sure. You posted something that's
your clients don't
right?
see that. They don't care.
No,
they immediately
they don't care.
See your name and write off that name because you look like a spammer.
Exactly.
Right?
But if you post things more along the lines of, "Hey, who has this problem?" Or, "Hey, who's experiencing this? Who feels this way?" Right? Then all of a sudden you're going to have people going, "You know what? I feel that way," right? Who has really dry hair this summer, right? Who needs a fix for their dry hair? You're going to have a lot of people who have dry hair who you can solve their problem going, "Yeah, that's me. I got some dry hair," right? Or "I got some split ends. I got some bad roots," right? You're going to have people raising their hand going, "That's me. Okay, now what can you do for me?"
Right. So the whole point, and like Katie said, this is one vehicle we use. We'll get into like Instagram and stuff here in just a second. But if you use local Facebook groups, like you're in a Facebook group right now, you'll notice that if you scroll through our group and you see people who are trying to just share a post or share an offer or share a giveaway or something like that, like it never gets any comments. It never gets any engagement. No one gives a shit, right? However, if you go into these groups and you start conversations or start engagement style posts that could be direct or indirect to your service, that generally just gets people to raise their hand or engage or send a comment or a like, that's what's going to allow you to get the first step down, which is just starting that conversation.
Just talking to someone.
Right. So
genuinely.
once you get someone to raise that hand or show that interest through a comment or through a like, then what we do is translate that into starting a genuine conversation with them through Messenger or DMs or something like that. We translate the interest and then say, "Hey, I saw your comment on XYZ. I saw you liked my post on XYZ. Just wanted to personally reach out and say hi. Here's a little about what I do. What do you do?" And you show a little more interest in them, and then they will naturally show that interest in you. And that's what our Messenger appointment setting scripts actually are designed to do, is you get the post started in groups. You use our messaging scripts to translate that into an appointment, okay? Start a conversation, book an appointment. If that makes sense, let us know down below. And if you want access to the scripts, like we shared at the beginning of this, the appointment setting scripts you can use to do this for your business, go ahead and hashtag butts in seats
in the
comments down below. With that being said, that's the first vehicle is through Facebook groups.
And if you have any questions over that, pop that in the comments as well. We are here to actually cater this entire live training to you and help you have these breakthroughs. So pop that in the comments below so that we can actually help you through this. Make sure that everything is ultra clear for you, because you're only going to get out of this live training what you put into it. We can see your comments in real time. I have them on my phone. Jordan has them on his, so we can both see them. So drop those comments. Let us know your questions. Let us know your thoughts, what you're feeling, so that we can can really cater this to you.
Yeah. Has anyone ever generated clients through Facebook groups in the past? And has anyone been very successful with it in the past? We may have some of our own clients here who have generated hundreds of clients. Just wondering to get like a show of hands. Who are the people who have gotten success with these groups? Because if you've had any struggles, you have any questions about it, we'd love to help you through it. But that's the general bird's eye view of the process, is to go into these groups, create engagement through a like or comment, and take that engagement into a conversation using our scripts and book the appointment, right? So with that being said, that kind of covers the first point in the vehicle of Facebook groups. Katie also loves to use Instagram hashtags as another vehicle as well. Katie, do you want to share a little bit about Instagram hashtags and how you can also use that to attract clients and get them excited, ready to go?
Absolutely. So the number one mistake a lot of industry professionals make on Instagram is they use hashtags like hashtag stylist, hashtag hair, hashtag blonde. Well, guess who those hashtags are attracting? Other stylists, other industry professionals. That's not our clientele. That's not who we want to see our posts, right? We want our ideal clients to see our posts. So when it comes to Instagram hashtags, they work similar to Facebook groups. Whereas there's mom Facebook groups, biker Facebook groups, blogger Facebook groups, etc. Those same things exist in Instagram hashtags. So if I lived in Rockwall, Texas, I might look for terms like Rockwall blogger, Dallas blogger, Rockwall moms, Rockwall Kids Club, something along those natures, and use those types of hashtags in my comment section and actually go and engage on those hashtags on people who use them. Because guess what? Anyone who uses Rockwall mom as a hashtag, they're probably a Rockwall mom, right? Or at least network with Rockwall moms.
Yep.
In which case, those types of people, the people who use that hashtag, are going to be great assets to your business.
Yep. So the key here is to just, what we say is using other people's parties, finding out where the party's already popping, where your ideal clients are hanging out. And you don't have to start the party. You can just show up there and then engage in a conversation that attracts people towards you, right? So whether you're using the Facebook groups, whether you're using the Instagram hashtags, you just got to find out where your ideal clients are really ultimately hanging out, so you can get the conversation there and allow that to elicit the next step, which would be to have a more intimate conversation, which you can turn to a booked appointment. With that being said, one thing that's extremely important while you're going about this process is also to make sure that you optimize your Facebook and Instagram profiles to show that you are a natural, like organic, like nice human being in the area, and to show a little, culture about yourself and like how you're involved in the community. Share, we call it the 5-second rule. Someone should be able to go through a Facebook or Instagram profile of yours and be able to scroll through 5 seconds and feel like a warm connection to you, and that you are a nice, approachable person. I see a lot of you guys who have profile pictures that aren't even you. You can't even see your face. It's maybe even heavily edited, or some kinds of stuff going
flowers,
on.
A cartoon.
And then you have a cover photo that's something unrelated to anything that you do. And then you scroll through your, description of your post, and it's just a bunch of junk, right? So what you want to do is make sure that when people go to your profile, though, if you go to my profile right now or after this video, you can see that immediately you know what I do. You know how I help people. You can see the client results that I get, and I have constant engagement style posts or calls to action that allow people to get in more touch with me.
Exactly.
Right?
And you know what he looks like.
And you know what I look like.
People are far more likely to even respond to you over Messenger or DMs, etc., if they know what you look like. If that profile picture is a clear shot of your face, not with sunglasses on, not with a hat covering your face, not with a billion other people in the picture, but just you. So they can see you, authentically connect to you, see your eyes, and gain that trust simply through that picture. You will gain 10 times more trust just by having an actual profile picture in place that is your face versus anything else.
And then the content that you'd want to have on your profile should definitely be either one, I say like sharing just normal everyday stories that are going on about your daily life, what your interests are, like what happened in a day in the life of you, maybe behind the chair or working in your business. And then constantly sharing like stories and captions of results with clients. Sharing what they said about the result, maybe a little witty caption that, has to go with what results you were able to create with them. You can see that if you go look at my profile, I have tons of those. But ultimately just something that would allow an ideal client to take a quick scroll and be like, oh, hey, this seems like a good fit for me. Like I want to respond to her message, or I want to send her a message of my own.
Exactly.
Right. So with that being said, let us know if that makes sense. The only other thing that you have to do when you're using Facebook groups and Instagram is make sure the profile is optimized. And then if you want to get people excited to show up and ready to buy, you want to make sure that ultimately your messaging, your content, everything is revolved around solving the problems for your clients. Ultimately, like actually taking someone from A to Z or wherever they want to go, not just surface level. I do hair, I do this, I do that. Like, what do you actually do for people in a way that they would explain that themselves?
Exactly. Right? Think of it this way. If you're using I more times than not in the statements and the posts and everything that you're putting out there, you're probably doing it wrong. Okay. Your post should not read, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. I can help you XYZ. I can help with this. Take the word I completely out of it. Are you struggling with this? Could you benefit from this? That type of verbiage, those types of statements. Stacy came to me, she was struggling with this, now she's not. Are you like Stacy, right? That type of verbiage is what is going to help that potential client connect with you.
Yep. So with that being said, that comes to our first point. If you want more training on this in depth, you can get access to our free mini course and then also our appointment setting scripts. If you type in hashtag butts and seats. With that being said, we have a couple questions I'm going to answer real quick before we move on to the second thing here. Jenna says, I have tried the groups, but I feel like the groups are getting more strict. So the only reason that the only reason you'll ever have a problem with the group strategy is either one, you're not joining enough groups, or two, you're joining those groups and still coming across as that like markety person. And so one thing we recommend to everyone who wants to have massive success and long-term success at that with groups is to make sure when you first join a group that you go in, and the first thing I would do is add every single one of the admins and go and start a conversation with them privately that just says like, hey, just joined your group. Thanks so much for having me. If you don't mind me asking, like, what made you want to start the group? How long have you been a part of the group? And get to know them on a personal level to show that you're here to actually just be a part of the community, not just go in there to pitch, right?
Absolutely. If you're friends with the admin, they're also more than likely to let a few things slide, right?
Yeah.
So if a post is like kind of borderline,
like if you make a mistake,
it could be
right?
salesy, it could not be. They're more than likely to let it go just because you reached out, you're friends with them, and you add value to their community.
Yeah, and also like making sure your profile is optimized is important too, because the admin, before they do anything, they're going to go check out your profile and see if you like look like someone who they would approve the post or not, right? So those two things are important. And then also just make sure you join enough groups so that like no matter what happens, you always have a place to get connected with people.
Absolutely.
Speaking of getting connected, sorry, Katie, and then you can go on. When you go into these groups, the first thing you want to do is make what we call like a let's get connected post. Try to get an engagement post that gets everyone connected. Like, hey, let's get connected. You know, where are you located? What do you do for work? Let's get connected. What made you want to join this group? And like show the admins that you're here to actually be a part of the community. Just like I said earlier, it's just like local networking. If you went to that local networking event, that Chamber of Commerce event, that BNI event, you immediately went there and started to say, hey, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Instead of like, hey, how'd you guys hear about this event? How long you been coming here? Things like that. There's like a polar opposite level to the way that people react when you go into that group, right?
Absolutely. So the thing about these admins is they're different in every group. So while groups are great across the board, sometimes you're just going to find one that could be a good group, but that admin just holds it back from doing it. And when that happens, there's no sense dwelling on it and just complaining about how the admin sucks and I can't get any posts approved. Just forget about it and move on. Leave the group, move on, find another one with an admin that supports what you're trying to do.
Yep. And one thing that we do with our elite program is we keep a spreadsheet, which we actually allow you to copy and paste in our program that allows you to keep track of the group. You could keep track of the admin, like who their name is, and you can keep track of like what your engagement is looking like on the post, so you can kind of track your progress in the groups.
Absolutely.
With that being said, if you do add the admins and you go and send them a message and something happens that a post gets removed, you can use our spreadsheet to go and like go directly to that admin and just say, hey, like, I'm so sorry if, you know, my post didn't add in line. Could you please tell me what I did wrong so I don't make the same mistake? And if you go and own up to your own mistakes and take full responsibility that you're here to help people and like, I'm sorry if I did make a mistake, but please tell me why, that'll show the admins that you actually care about the community, and they'll be more likely to not have that happen again on your next post. However, if you avoid that and you have left the unspoken, they're going to be more likely to like continue to disapprove posts and maybe eventually even not allow you in the group. So make sure you are making those connections with the leaders of the group. Just like when you're in high school, if you want to be part of the cool kids table, just be part of one of the cool kids. And then they'll let you in, they'll let you hang out with everyone. And then from there, you'll build a ton more connections, right? So start with the admin first is my recommendation. With that being said, Donna says, I did well with doing model calls in the groups. That's great, Donna. We do offer the model call strategy in our free course and also in our private programs. We go way more in depth on that, how you can turn it into extremely high price tickets for any service. You can do that. I recommend after you start to get a little bit of a presence in the group. With that being said, if you want anything that we just shared with you, you can type hashtag butts and seats, and we can make sure to get you that free course, get you those resources. And also me or one of our team members will actually personally reach out in your inbox and just see if there's anything you're struggling with right now that we can help you with. We'll pair you up with the perfect resource that would be a good fit for you. Whether you're in our program or not, we're here to help. So with that being said, let's keep moving forward. Any other questions? We had one other question. Sarah said, I've struggled with groups. Adding people left and right has worked. Then I start showing up the feed and they usually message me first. So
that's the thing. Once you get kind of acclimated into your local community, these people are actually going to start reaching out to you, raising their hands, having seen your face, see your name. On average, it takes between 7 and 12 times of someone seeing a company, a business, or a person to decide to do business with them. So the more that you're posting in these groups and posting on your personal profile, the faster someone is going to reach out to you, because that means the faster you're going to reach those 7 to 12 touches. Yep.
So we like to call this, it's a double sword approach, or a two-pronged approach, if you will, when you start to get connected in these groups or on these hashtags, whatever we just shared. You can get the direct approach by going and actually conversating with all the people who first reach out to you. Or if your profile is properly optimized and you're very active on other people's comments in the groups or on the hashtags, people will naturally go and check you out the more they see your name pop up. And if your profile is optimized, they'll reach out to you. So there's people reaching out to you and you're reaching out to other people as well. And if you do this consistently every single day through our group engine and daily profile engine that we share in our program, you'll be able to stack up appointments very quickly over time.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Cool. So let's go ahead and move into number 2. And I appreciate you guys' comments. If you're getting value today, make sure you let us know. Again, if you're here live, type in hashtag live. If you're here on the replay, type in hashtag replay. And if you want access to our free course, type in hashtag butts in seats. We just released it. So you guys are going to be like the first round of people that are able to access and get that.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to number 2, and then we will keep answering questions. So if you have anything come up, just let us know.
So number 2, how to turn first-time clients into raving fans who practically throw their address book of referrals at you. If you are not getting referrals out of at least 50%, if not way more, of your clientele, you're doing something seriously wrong. Your clients, if you provide immaculate service every single time, white glove service, they should be raving about you, throwing their contact list at you so that you can continue growing and helping their friends get their goals and achieve their goals with their hair, skin, nails, etc.
Yes.
So if you're not capitalizing on this, you need to. Jordan, what is the best way for them to turn existing clients and even first-time clients into raving fans?
Well, first of all, you need to understand that there's like, the best way to put this is you need to start treating your appointments like you need to McDonald's your appointments. Okay. And when I say that is all successful businesses that are franchisable and have multiple locations and are extremely successful do the same things very well again and again and again and again. And that's how they're able to scale and grow, right? So one thing I recommend is to literally write out what your new client in the door process looks like from start to finish, from the moment that someone walks in the door to the moment someone walks out the door, and make sure that you McDonald's that process so that every single time, you have a new client come in to the moment they walk out, they get the same excited, happy result every single time. Now, with that being said, with client success, and we've studied this a lot, we probably invested over $100,000 into ourselves just studying how to create the most successful client-based business we can possibly create, because we have big plans and big goals for ourselves and our clients. There's 2 touch points that are actually extremely crucial to being a good part of a client success process, which is 1, actually getting the client to share a testimonial or review, and then 2, actually getting that client to refer someone to you. And if you can hit those 2 touch points, you are actually offering a higher level of service to that client, believe it or not, that allows them to get more attached to you. Okay.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the times we feel like if we ask for a reviewer testimonial or ask for a referral, that we're like taking from the client. Whereas actually when we get that exchange with the client, it's an exchange of value that actually gets the client more attached to you and more excited to be a part of you and your business and sharing the word. It makes them like one of you, right?
Want to know the biggest secret to getting those testimonials and those referrals out of your clients that 90% of salon spa professionals don't do? Ask Ask for it. That's all you have to do is ask for it. That's it.
Yep.
Simple as that. Use your words and ask for it. Clients are not just going to refer people to you because they felt like it that day or because they were pleased with the service that day, okay? They got a lot of crap going on in their lives too. They don't have time to be sitting there growing your business because they feel like it. You have to ask them to do it. You have to plant the seed in their head. You have to make it simple and easy for them to do it, okay? You can't be expecting them just to run around at the next neighborhood meeting and stand up and talk and give a whole speech about how great your business is. You have to ask for these things to happen.
Yep. So a lot of the time we feel hesitant to do these things because we think we're
scared we're going to get no.
Yeah, it's like a confidence issue. Like you need to be so sold on your products and services that you deliver we have an affirmation we do before every call we do, every appointment we do, every conversation we have with a potential new client, that we have all of our team, all of our clients say, I'm the best in the world at what I do. We have a couple more affirmations we do as well, but every single day before we see a new client, I'm the best in the world at what I do. And we truly believe that so much that throughout the entire appointment, everything we do is catered to being the best in the world at what we do. And because we actually believe that, we're able to transfer that conviction onto the client and they're able to see that as well. And whether or not you are even the best in the world at what you do, if you have the passion, the drive, the commitment, and the conviction, the mindset of being the best in the world, your clients will notice that, and it's going to set you aside from everyone else out there. Because at the end of the day, people don't come back to see you ultimately just for the service. They come back for the relationship. And that's at the end of the day, the most important thing.
Exactly. Pop in the comments down below, just a show of hands. How many of you have had referral cards and you've just handed blank referral cards to your clients going, yeah, please share me with your friends. Pop a 1 in the comments down below if you have done that before. Blank referral card, just popped it to the client and said, hey, here you go. Please refer your friends to me. Go ahead and pass these around. Please give these to people. Pop a 1 in the chat down below if you have done this before. Because here's the thing. 9 out of 10 beauty professionals do this, and it's the wrong way to do it. Because guess what that referral card turns into? A gum wrapper. Okay? That referral card goes nowhere. It gets lost in the bottom of their purse. Same thing with your business cards, those flyers you hand out, all of that stuff. Without an actual action attached to it, it turns into a gum wrapper. Yep. I kid you not, because I've made these things gum wrappers before myself. Okay, I speak from experience. As a client, that's what it turns into. Okay, instead, you need to get contact information from your clients for those referrals. Okay, don't just expect them to hand out these cards to everyone in their address book and call it a day. Okay, no one's taking action on that. Get the contact information, send the text, make the call, send the email, reach out to that person and get them in as a new client. It's relationships. It's just like building a friendship, a dating relationship. Like you've got to put in effort if you want to see your effort back, right? So ultimately, a lot of this all just has to do with asking the right questions, with taking the right level of action throughout the process. But one thing we always recommend at the end of every appointment is to just ask someone, so, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, like how well do you feel like your appointment today went? And let the client give you an honest answer on that scale of 1 to 10, how they felt about their appointment. If it's anything less than a 10, you're going to ask them, what would make this appointment a 10, if you don't mind asking, so I can better improve our process and show that level of care for your clients. And then that will help you improve your process. And then you can do what I'm about to share with you here in a minute. If it is a 10, you're going to say, okay, great. And then do this, which is basically, well, I absolutely loved our appointment today. If you don't mind, could you do me a huge favor? And we either one right here will ask if they would mind taking a quick video, sharing their experience with you, where you can literally hold the camera, or you can have them do it themselves. Or we'll ask them to do a quick review on your site. You just give them clear instructions and have them do them then. Or you can also say, I have this piece of paper here, and on it are just a couple lines. If you don't mind, would you please write down a couple names, emails, and phone numbers of some people that you wouldn't mind sharing us the word about? If you do, I can offer you and them $25 off your next appointment, or some type of incentive to get them to want to take the action. And if you do either one of those things or all of those things, which when we train our clients on how to do this, we literally have an SOP for it, standard operating procedure. It's literally a McDonald's process for their perfect appointment. Then you're going to be able to get 1 to 5 referrals off every appointment. You're going to be able to get a review/testimonial or both in that appointment. And every single client you see in service out the door
has now multiplied themselves to 2, 3, sometimes 5x their value. And it was just because you decided to ask, just because you decided to take action, just because you decided to say before the appointment, I am the best in the world at what I do, and show it.
Exactly. By simply implementing this, Joanna, who's one of our elite clientele, she actually 3x'd her business on referrals alone. 3x'd her business, was able to hire on 2 new employees, get a bigger space with additional rooms to perform services. 3x'd her business overall by simply asking for referrals, which she wasn't doing before. She was able to, on average, get 3 new referrals from every single client who came through her doors. Some were writing down as many as 10 names of people in the area, the ones who were more connected. Let that sink in for a minute, how much money you are throwing down the drain by simply not asking the simple questions at the end of an appointment.
How much?
It's a lot of money wasted, okay?
Because here's the thing you need to look at. This is lifetime value of your clients, okay? What services do you guys offer? Drop some in the chat. I'll vibe with you a little bit. Ultimately, what you need to do is figure out what is the true lifetime value of a client that comes into your chair. A lot of us think so small-minded, and we only think our client's worth $50, $100, $150, or whatever your service you offer, what the ticket price is. You only look at that client like a small little baby dollar sign. Whereas if you build a strong relationship with this client, you do all the things we just shared with you. This client could themselves, over the span of a year or more, be worth thousands of dollars to you. If they refer more people to you, or their reviews, their testimonials go out to more people and other people see that, they now multiplied that by 1,000 to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And it happens almost overnight.
Let's think of it this way. If in a year a client spends $1,000 with you, but on average you're able to get, let's just say, 2 referrals out of each client, then one client actually becomes worth $3,000 to you. $3,000, because you're not only getting that $1,000 out of the client, but also $2,000 more of lifetime value from other clients they're referring.
Yep.
Meaning every single client that comes through your door has a $3,000 head on them, not $1,000. So
JC, you do teeth whitening, which is an amazing and easy service to get people to talk about, right? You get a before and after on them, you get them to share about it and say, hey, after I saw JC, my teeth were whiter. Those appointments, you can multiply very quickly, but also those are appointments that if you do everything we just shared properly, how often do people come back for your teeth whitening services? I know we have a lot of teeth whitening clients. They come back, roughly monthly? Monthly? They can. It depends on what type of service you're offering. You can let us know in the chat. But if that person comes back every single month and they're spending $100, $150 with you, multiply 100 by 12, that's $1,200 for the year. Multiply that by the reviews, the testimonies, et cetera, by 2, 3, 4, 5. That client could be worth a potential $5K for the year, right? And $5K times 20 clients is what? An extra $100,000 for the year. Some of you guys, it's a dream to make $100,000 a year. All you need is 20 of those clients who are willing to do that. And by willing to do that, I mean you showing that conviction and asking them for it and actually building that strong relationship. So with that being said, you got to know your numbers, you got to do the math, and you got to really McDonald's everything that you do. So that way you get a consistent, repeatable process and result every single time, that if something did or didn't work, you then know how to pivot and shift from it, right? JC said they come back every 3 months or 6 months, 3 months for a touch-up client. So what I encourage you to do after this, JC, is figure out how you can either, one, figure out if you got that client to come back those every 3 months or 6 months, how much they would be worth to you in 1 year, or figure out how you can potentially even get your clients on service packages that could get them committed to the long-term investment on the first visit, which you can figure out as well, which would multiply that value of the client. A lot of what we do with our clients is not only drive the butts and seats, but get that value per the butt 2, 3, 5, sometimes 10 times more than what they're used to. And we've been able to take some businesses from 0 to 10K, some from 10 to 25K, some from 25 to 50, some from all the way from 0 to 100, $200,000 a month. And so it's all about knowing your math, knowing your numbers, and really creating a consistent process from the attraction process to the booking process to the consultation to everything that you do. Right. So hopefully that's valuable. If it is, and you want to go deeper on this, again, type in hashtag butts and seats down below, which I'll share a quick screen share, super quick. There is a video I'd recommend you guys watching on this free course, which we'll share with you if you type in hashtag butts and seats, which is Bree's journey from 0 to $210,000 in a month. She shares exactly what she went from 0 to $1.2 million this last year.
Yep.
Step by step. And we talk about how she was actually able to do these things, and we give it to you guys for free. So I'd highly recommend typing hashtag butts and seats. You can check that out.
You guys, $210,000 in a singular month with only an 8-chair salon. Only 8 employees. So no, this is not some massive chain salon that's hitting these numbers. This is not someone with 40 stylists who's hitting this number. This is someone with 1 location and only 8 stylists who hit this number.
And she started out from 0. She shares from that. And she went to $10,000 to $12,000 a month as a solo, and then figured out how to actually grow into a real business owner, where she went from 20 to 50 to 100 to $200,000 a month since working with our program.
This is what is possible by simply making minor shifts and changes to the way you do business. Minor.
So we break everything down into A, B, C, D, attract, book, consultation, duplication. Which attract we covered was the first point here, how to bring that attention towards you. Booking is actually being able to book that client, lock them down, and have a reminder process that gets them to show up and pay you money. Because if you didn't do that, nothing else matters before then. And then create that consultation process that gets them ready, excited for the appointment. You know exactly what's happened from the moment they walk in to the moment they walk out. And you have a strategic process to be able to maximize the reviews, the referrals, the testimonials, and the amount of product they buy from you. Everything is determined in how this appointment goes. And then knowing how to duplicate that process via like advertisements and traffic that allows you to throw gasoline on the fire. And that's things we all cover in our program, which if you want to learn more about that, type in hashtag butts and seats. We'll start a conversation with you and see if there's anything we can do to help. With that being said, we're on step number 3 now, the perfect consultation that keeps clients coming back for more every single month. So we touched a little bit on this, but
before this is said, I want y'all to comment down below who does do consultations right now and who does not do consultations right now.
If you do a consultation, do you feel like you need to improve on that consultation, or do you feel like you do a pretty good job?
Give us some information on this. Give us some feedback while we get into this, okay? Because what I've found is quite a few people in this industry don't do consultations or don't do effective ones, okay? A consultation opens up the door for you to charge probably 3 times what you're charging right now. In all honesty, a good consultation opens up the door to charge high ticket. A lot of people want to charge high ticket just because they are experienced or do a luxury service, etc. Okay, you cannot charge high ticket unless you have a thorough, on-point, sales-focused consultation, the perfect consultation, which we're about to walk you through just now.
So here's the one belief you're gonna have to break for yourself. Like, no matter how good you are at what you do, your clients honestly are not gonna pay you more money unless you know how to sell what you do, right? One of the big things we talk about all the time is that, you know, there's this big misconception around the word sales, that every time we say sales, selling, we think of sleazy car salesmen that try to push stuff on us that we don't want.
Buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff.
Whereas there's like studies, there's the most successful businesses in the world are actually like the number one thing that drives every business is sales, revenue, dollars, right? But to be able to do that effectively and efficiently, you need to know how to exchange value with your clients in exchange for money, so that they see not just what you're offering on a surface level dollar amount, but they see what you're offering in terms of the solution and value. And you have to know how to be able to translate that to the client. Because a lot of us are like really, really, really good at what we do. But a lot of the times we get so in our heads at what we do that we have this techno babble, which is just a bunch of random stuff we try to talk about to convince people that we're better than others. And it ultimately never really works out well for us. So with the perfect consultation, what you need to do is really figure out, like, for one, the way we do this is we use a close framework, CLOSE. Let me put that on the screen.
CLOSE.
So
who wants to close?
Who wants to close more appointments on higher ticket prices? Who wants to close their clients on why they should come back to see them more frequently? Who wants to close their clients on buying their high ticket packages, treatments, products, whatever? Let me know. Type in close in the chat. With that being said, what does close stand for? Clarify, label, overview, sell, explain next steps, okay? So one is clarify why this person came in to see you in the first place. Why are they actually here? Not what do they want? What do you want to have done today? Not, anything like that. It's immediately, Katie, you came in to get your hair done. Why'd you come in to get your hair done? What's going on? And then ultimately getting Katie or whoever's in your chair to tell you exactly why they are there. If you don't get a good answer, you need to be good at digging more layers deep into why. Okay, well, why is that important to you? Okay, well, why do you want to have this done now? Why did you choose me, if you don't mind sharing? And get the level of whys down so fact to where you have clarified exactly why this person is standing in front of you and why they want to make a change now.
Not the surface level. Not, well, I'm here because I want to be blonde.
Why do you want to be blonde? What's going on in your life? Figure it out. We call it digging in the mud. If you dig in the mud long enough, you'll find some gold, or maybe how the phrase goes. You get the point though, right? So clarify why they're here, then label the problem you plan on solving for them. So once they actually tell you what they're here for, you can then label it for them. Okay, Katie, so you're here looking to get blonde because you have a birthday coming up, that you have a lot of people coming. You're going to have pictures being taken. You're going to have a good time. You want to look good on your big day. Like if that's the case, Katie has a birthday tomorrow. That's why I said that. So everyone wish Katie happy birthday if you're don't mind. With that being said, now I have a reason why Katie's here. And now I have a level of value that can be like, she's not here to just get her hair done. She's here to look great on her big day.
And let this sink in, because if someone is coming to you, let's just say in permanent makeup, if they're coming to you to get brows just to get brows, they're not going to be willing to pay an extended price for that. But if they're coming to you for brows because they have half an eyebrow, they're sick and tired of drawing it on every morning, their family makes fun of them when they don't have makeup on, they have no confidence, et cetera, the list goes on. If they're coming to you for brows for those reasons, they are far more willing to pay a premium price for a premium product, because we've dug deeper and we've gotten to the root of the problem. If you don't get to the root of why they want to be here, and you can, sum it up in a way that really shows the value of what you're going to give them, then they're not going to be willing to pay a premium price, and they will go to the bottom dollar person across the street.
Yep, 100%. You got to clarify and label the true reason why they're in your chair. You got to know, right? The next thing we need to do is overview what they've tried in the past and everything that they've done that led them to where they're at right now, okay? So what this means is I create a series of questions in my consultation, which ultimately allows us to figure out, okay, so what have you tried to fix this in the past? How has that worked out for you? What type of product have you used in the past? Okay, tell me more about that. How much money have you invested into this area? How long have you been struggling with this? Is there anything else that's been, a problem or issue for you? You want to create a series of questions that is ultimately going to overview what we call the gap. And that means their current situation versus their desired situation. How big of a problem is this? How big of an issue is this worth getting solved? And ultimately also get just some good information on what led them to come to see us here today, right?
Exactly. That opens up the door for you to see how far their investment really can go. Okay, because there's some people who use all the right products at home. They have the right regimen. They're good to go, and they just need you to color their hair, right? Yep. And that sets that tone. You know exactly what you can offer that person. Yep. There's also people who use Tresemme at home. They curl their hair 7.5 times a week. They put all the wrong products on it. They overuse dry shampoo, and they do all the wrong things that are leading to damaged hair that you can then prescribe the solution to fix. And that lets you know how big of an investment you can actually make this. That is ethical, and that provides a solution to the problems that they have. The more you overview the problem and you dig into it, and you know exactly what that client's doing, exactly the appointments, the services they've had in the past, exactly what they're using at home, exactly what their regimen is. Are they wearing a messy bun 8 times a day where it's ripping their hair to shreds, right? Or are they using the right type of, scrunchies or whatever that might be? You're the professional. You're supposed to know these things and dig deeper into these questions. So dig deep, find the problem, overview it, know exactly what's going on from A to Z.
Because you're not here to just get the commitment for the one-time service, right? And this goes back to what we were sharing earlier about the relationship. You need to overview and find red flags that they may have had in the past that had them not commit to one person or one level of service in the past that you can ultimately shift as a new opportunity that you're able to provide for your clients. What do you do that makes you different from all the things they've tried in the past? If they don't think you're different from all those other things, they don't give a shit. They're not going to continue with you just like they didn't continue with anyone else.
Exactly.
So the way I like to think of the overview process, because the next step is S, which is sell the flight, not the sell the destination, not the flight, which I'll share here in a second, is before we get onto a flight, Here, I'll explain that first. Sell the destination, not the flight, is S. Okay. So what that means is we want to sell people on the end desired result, where they want to go. If I'm going on a vacation to Maui or where do you guys want to go for vacation? Where's your dream vacation spot? Let me know in the comments below.
Italy.
Let's see. We want to go to Italy. All right. Katie wants to go to Italy. It's her birthday. She's looking to have a weekend fling.
Are we going to Italy for my birthday?
We'll see about that after this live. With that being said, if she wants to do that, Katie's not thinking about how she wants to go to her room right now and pack for that long vacation we're going to have. She doesn't want to go through the stress of finding the Uber ride to take us to the airport and then going through the airport and going through the security and having to get our bags checked and having to go through all that mess there and then finally get on the flight that takes us 8 hours to go on the flight. And then we're finally in Italy exhausted. She doesn't want to think about any of that stuff. She wants to be in Italy, drinking wine. What do you want to do in Italy?
Eating a lot of pasta.
Eating a lot of pasta and pizza. So if I'm selling Katie on this trip, I need to be talking about that. I don't need to be talking about all the technical shit along the way, which is what we all make a mistake of doing in our consultations or in our conversations with our clients. We try to talk about all the steps they have to do and all that responsibility that it takes, and no one cares, right? They want the destination, not the flight. So in your overview section, what you want to be doing is thinking about this as like you being the bag checker before you hop onto a flight, looking for all these reasons for why they would not commit or stick with you. What are all the bad things they've tried in the past? It's like a bag checker is looking for all those like,
you're looking for that baggage.
Yeah, or you're looking for issues that, is there anything pointy in here? Is there any too much liquid, like stuff like that? You're looking for all this ammunition that you can do to remove that so you can, when you get to selling the destination, not the flight, you remove all of those objections, and there's really not any when you go down to price with your clients. Does this make sense? Flood of you guys? Like Gina just said, sell white teeth, not the toothpaste. That's 100% perfect. I like that analogy. That's a good one. That's what you need to do through your consultation. And if you do this properly, you'll get into the step where you can then explain the next steps and get the commitment, which is, okay, so Susie, here's exactly what you just shared with me. You've struggled with all these things in the past. I completely understand where you're coming from. My goal is to make sure that you have perfect white shiny teeth for the rest of your life. I don't want you to ever look in the mirror again and have to feel like your teeth aren't wide enough. I want you to always be able to pass that tissue test no matter what time of day you're holding that up. And I want you to feel good every time you look into the mirror. I just sold her the destination, not the flight, right? You may be able to do this better than me. I've never sold teeth whitening before, right? But with that being said, what we're going to need to do to make that happen, Susie, is I'm going to need you to commit to a couple different things, okay? I'm going to need to commit you to one, showing up to your visits regularly and effectively on time, every time, so that we can make sure that you get your treatments done properly. Can you commit to that? Perfect. I'm also going to need you to take this product that I recommend to you so that you can get those at-home results and that you stick with the results you need over a long period of time as well. Can you commit to that? Cool. The last piece I need you to do is make sure you communicate to me throughout this process any point in time that you feel like you're not being served to the highest level. Can you commit that to me as well? Perfect. So Susie, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get you signed up for this teeth whitening program for you. It's a 90-day program to make sure we get your teeth as white as possible and get you set up for the proper expectations in the next couple months. You're going to be doing this and this and this and this. You list out everything that you're going to do for them. We call this like the menu close. You write out exactly what you're going to do for them. And then from there,
the solution.
Yes. And you're doing this in terms of value, how these things are going to be valuable to them. We're going to do this so you can do this, and this so you can do this, and this so you can do this. So at the end, they'll be able to see everything that they're going to be getting from you. And then when they see the price that you offer right then and right there, you can compare the value with the price, which there's this analogy that we always like to share, that value and price are like a scale, that one side is price, one side is value. If the value is high enough, price will tip down and not be an objection at the end, and they will commit and they will move forward. And you just built a strong long-term lifetime relationship with that client through following those steps. Now, I know I just blew the fire hose at you, but was that helpful for you guys with your consultations? Maybe something you want to watch a couple times.
Here's the number one thing with that. Notice the price is at the very end of the consultation. The number one problem that salon and spa professionals make is they try to lead with price first before you've ever given any value to that client. When you lead with price first, guess what happens? That client is making their decision solely off of price. You've given them nothing else to go off of. They're not going to make a decision on who to use because your brand is pink and the other person's is blue. They're not going to see that that's a reason to pay more, right? You haven't explained to them everything that you do. There's this wide known concept in this industry of know your worth, right? Charge your worth, know your worth. And I'm here to tell you, while that is so true and you should charge your worth, you can't get mad at a client for not seeing it when you haven't shown them your worth and you haven't shown them that you can provide these results. They don't know you from the person down the street. All they know is that you're more expensive and they don't know why. You have to share that with them before you drop the price, because price is an asset to your business. That information is the most valuable piece of information in the selling process. So when you throw that up early, you give them all the leverage in the world to make the decision and you have none whatsoever.
100%. So with that being said, what we're going to do is, if you got value from today, go ahead and type in hashtag butts and seats, because we have some freebies we can share with you where we go through this a lot more depth. We have a free mini course. We also have a free appointment setting script, so you can start applying everything we just talked about today. And if you type that down below as well, myself or our team will actually reach out to you in Messenger and just simply ask, what had you in this group? What are you looking for help with? What's your goal for this year? And we have a ton of free resources that we have behind the scene that we can share with you and pair you up with something that'll help you with where you're at right now. So with that being said, go ahead and type in hashtag butts and seats if you haven't already. And then I'd love to do a little bit of Q&A with the rest of the time we have here. So who has questions, comments, concerns on anything we just talked about today, or anything unrelated to what we talked about today? What is the one thing holding you back from moving your business forward?
Pop it in the chat.
Yeah, I would like you guys to either drop a question or share what your goal is for this year. Could be a financial goal, could be a personal goal. What are you looking to accomplish this year? Because when we're going back to the comments here, we always read every single comment, and we want to do whatever we can to one, create more content for you that can solve these problems and help you get to your goals. But two, we can even reach out to you and have you paired up with some resources that could help you as well.
Absolutely.
So either one, type in a question that you have that can help you move the needle in your business. We've done this thousands of times. No one is better at making salon and spas money than we are. Or two, go ahead and type in what's your goal for this year. What is your goal for this year in 2021 that you're looking to accomplish? I'd love to hear it. Sam says hiring a team is what I'm struggling with right now. Sam, if you want to give us a little bit more insight on that, what are you struggling with your team? Are you struggling with finding the right people, struggling with managing those people? You even know where to start? Let us know a little bit more specifics. We'll help you out with that question. EJ said, what is better to post on your profile or create a page of your work to post? EJ, we always recommend, even if you're a solo or an owner, to start with a personal profile. On social media, in local businesses, people do business with people, not with businesses. You're not some 7, 8, 9-figure business who is nationally renowned. You're a local business. And so you need to have that personal P2P connection with your community. And the best way to do that, all social media platforms are designed to connect the person with the person. Okay. The only ones that are really successful nowadays with business pages are the ones who pump a lot of money into it.
Yep.
And a lot of us don't have that money to start out with. So use your personal profiles is what we recommend.
Here's the other side of that. Personal profiles reach up to 20% of the friends you have on the profile. Business pages only reach less than 5% of the people who follow it. Why? Because Facebook wants money out of businesses. They want you to pay for that engagement. They want you to pay to reach people. Okay. They want your money. They don't take money from personal profiles. Therefore, using personal profile works out in your advantage on every side of the coin. Yep. 100%.
100%.
I saw a question, or Sam said finding the right people is what she struggles with. So we've actually hired and fired probably close to 20 to 30 people at this point. My number one piece of advice for finding the right people is to hire slow and fire fast. When you're in a situation where you have to hire quickly, you usually make the wrong decisions in hiring, or you don't interview enough people to make sure you're getting the best of the best.
I was about to say there's a dichotomy to that. So you do want to hire slow, fire fast, but you do want to interview a lot of people to be able to do that, right? So what I'd recommend for you, Sam, is toss out as many lines as you possibly can in your area, in your local community, in Facebook groups, on local hashtags to the local schools in your area, and try to build some connections so you can get some interviews going. I'd recommend if you're going to make one hire, you should probably have at least 5 to 10 interviews for that one hire. Right now, Katie, you're hiring one role. How many people send in you videos wanting to work with us right now?
So I've had probably over 280 applications come through. I've received close to 20 to 30 videos, and I'm moving forward with only 9 interviews.
Yep.
So we're actually having people film videos for us, 1 to 2 minute intro videos to tell us why they're a good fit for us. And so I can gauge off those interviews whether or not they'd be a good fit for our culture,
Yep.
Whether or not they're a go-getter, right? Whether or not they have the presence that we need them to have for Real Beauty Bosses. And then I book the interviews from that. That way you don't have to waste your time doing 180 interviews, right? Or 200 interviews from all those resumes. You get to narrow it down to the best of the best, the people who send in those videos based off their resumes, and then book the interviews based on that. So instead of interviewing 30, 40, 50 people and going through all that brain flare, I'm interviewing 9 of the best.
Yep. Let us know if that's helpful for you, Sam. The key is to just get get enough attention out there through, I mean, you can use Indeed, you can use Facebook groups, you can use Instagram hashtags, you can reach out directly to anyone and anyone you can, anyone and everyone you can. And ultimately get as many lines tossed out there as possible so that you have enough potential interviews to do that you can kind of filter through and really look for your good fit.
Absolutely.
Let us know if that's helpful. I believe Sam, we missed Pamela, who just asked about building clientele.
Pamela, have a few on that,
Yeah, so Pamela, if you're looking to build your clientele, I would honestly recommend just type in hashtag butts and seats, and we'll get you paired up with our free course. What you need to be doing is ultimately building your clientele, you need to be aggressive. You need to 10x your efforts right now. You need to be doing anything and everything to start conversations and book appointments in your local community, whatever it takes. You need to be literally cutting all the things that you think you're doing that are useful for you and focus on nothing more than getting engaged in the community, whether through its groups, Instagram hashtags, like we talked about at the beginning of this. If you need to rewind it and watch it again, I recommend doing so. But just put your effort out there. We give you the resources, we give you the tools for free. So just go and do them, right? Hold yourself back from having that hesitation to get yourself out there and drop the hope and pray mentality. Anytime you have that hope and pray mentality where if I do this, hopefully it works, you're never going to be successful. You need to go and do things that you know work, that are a proven roadmap for you, and take freaking action, okay? That's my advice to you. Shay asked about attracting high quality clients. It's the same effort that we kind of just talked out for finding your ideal employee. Toss out as many lines out there as you possibly can. And through your messaging process, which we give you the scripts, if you type in hashtag butts and seats, we give you our appointment setting scripts. You'll see a qualifying process that we use in there that just asks a couple questions to filter through whether they're a good fit or not.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest mistakes we make in this market is everyone tries to go after the luxury clients, the high paying clients. I want the high paying clients, right? When in reality, if someone has a problem and it's a big enough problem for them, they are willing to pay top dollar to fix it.
Yep.
Period, point blank, the end. It doesn't matter if it's a stay-at-home mom or some rich gold digger trophy wife. It doesn't matter. Anyone who has a problem and it's a big enough problem for them is willing to pay top dollar to fix it. When we were dead broke, I'm talking making less than $2,000 a month in total between the two of us, we went and saw an esthetician for Jordan's skin. It was a big enough problem. She did a bomb-ass consultation. And guess what? We actually committed to paying well over $3,000 in services, in product, et cetera, to get his skin fixed, even when we were bringing in less than $2,000 a month.
Because the pain was there, the problem was there. And like we were in a phase where we needed to go and get ourselves out there and go to networking events and talk to people. And I had a really bad skin problem. And so my confidence was affected from that. And so the pain, the problem was there, that I was able to get over the financial fear to take action because I knew if I could get this problem fixed, it would benefit me tenfold.
1,000%.
So
stop thinking that you're only going to get just luxury high-end clients because everyone goes after that market.
Yeah.
Everyone.
You need to know how to take, any average person and turn them into a high quality client. You create high quality clients.
That is when the money bags happen.
Yeah. If you can take any average Joe Schmo who has a problem, who actually has a need for what you have to offer, and create enough need, desire, and pain problem focus that person becomes your ideal client through working with you, that's when you become 6-figure, 7-figure earner in your space. That's how you become the go-to expert, which is the title of our video today. Is you get so good at that, at building the value, at creating the gap, at selling the destination that everyone who comes into contact with you just raves the value, right? So that's my words of advice. I'd recommend any of you guys who are struggling with this stuff, like we covered ton today. I'd rewatch this video a couple times if you need to. There's a ton of value in here. And we dropped the free course if you type in hashtag butts and seats. Let's see what else we got here. Jenna wants to make more so she can join Elite. good decision. Get a bigger suite and get an apprentice. I love it, Jenna. I know you've been a part of our past programs in the past. So I would definitely make sure, Jenna, right now that I hope you already typed in #butts and seats. Go through that content religiously and make sure you're really taking action on everything that one, we've given you, and two, that you're about to receive, and go balls to the wall, set a target and accomplish that target. We give you a calculator in our Butts and Seats mini course that ultimately shows you how to break down the math and the numbers. If I want to make 10 grand a month, how many appointments do I need per month, per week, per day? And then once you know that, it becomes really easy, because it's like, did I hit my goal today or not? And you need to get your goals focused on the day. Am I hitting my target today or not? If I'm not, what do I need to do to change it?
Yep.
Right. And we give you those strategies. So you just got to do them. Sherry says, how to get conversations into appointments with harvesting. I get hard no's, found out they booked elsewhere. How to get out of my own head. It's crowded in there. So what you need to do to get those conversations into actual booked appointments and do the harvest factor we talk about is one, if you get hard no's, you need to figure out why you're getting hard no's, and ultimately don't get stuck on a no. Everyone knows that the most successful people in the world are going to go through a ton of no's, a ton of resistance to get to the promised land, right? But you need to learn from those no's at the same time too, or you're just doing the same thing and expecting a different result, which is a quote from Albert Einstein, right? So like what you need to do is learn why you're getting those no's. Is it the messaging? Is it my profiles? The way I'm coming across? Is it just that person? Why am I getting the no? And then ultimately figure out how to minimize the number of no's. You're still going to get them regardless of what happens. But try to learn from them and minimize them, and then just keep taking more action as you go. This goes through the refinement process we talk about. You want to take action, tweak and learn from that process, and then fix it, and then go take action again.
Yeah.
And just keep going through that a bunch of different times, and you'll crack the code. It just takes reps.
I'd
reps,
also
reps, reps.
recommend, if you're having issues with the messaging in order to flip it into the actual consultation, I'd highly recommend plugging in a warm-up call between the messaging and the consultation. So a warm-up call is a 5 to 10 minute call where you get clear on someone's goals and you solidify those hard enough to where a consultation is a no-brainer.
Yep.
Okay. So that, and it's a quicker answer, right? So you're not going back and forth for 4 days only to get a no.
Yep.
You get a quick 5 to 10 minute call. It's a yes or a no, and you move on.
Also, just make sure you're squeezing the juice out of the like direct ask posts you may be posting that are like really people who will really want what you have to offer. And you're really like following up with those people and making sure that they get what they ask for. You got to be quick. Speed is king. It's on our board here of our boss beliefs.
Speed is king.
There it is, number 4.
Hashtag speed is king.
Hashtag speed is king. But you have to move fast, and you have to be willing to adapt fast too. So
Yep.
that's my words of advice there.
Sherry said her goal is a bigger suite as well. Let's do it.
Figure out before, anytime you set a goal, make sure you know the specifics behind it. Okay, what does that look like? How much does it cost? Where's it going to be? Create a vision board for yourself. Like put it in front of you so you actually are taking action towards that.
Absolutely. JC said her goal for 2021 is to make 6 figures this year for her new spa that she just opened in January.
Perfect. JC, run the math, do the numbers, type in hashtag butts and seats, you get our calculator.
Absolutely.
You'll be able to do it.
Jenna said finding my dream client. You don't find dream clients, you make them.
That's true. And if you go through this process enough, the dream clients will be attracted to you.
Yep.
You don't find them, they find you, right?
Shay said, great advice, Katie and Jordan. Well, I certainly hope I wasn't out here giving bad advice.
Yeah, come back. We're doing this every Monday. So
Yes.
I know we had mentioned in the past that we were doing these weekly. We had to work on a lot of stuff behind the scenes to get a lot of stuff prepared for you guys, including the free course, including a lot of stuff you're going to see from us in this year. So we're going to be doing these every single Monday at what time, Katie?
7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes. So mark your calendar if you want to get free value and resources and training every single week on how to grow your business. It's what we do best. This is all we do. Literally every day, all day, every day. This is all we do is help salon, spa, beauty businesses. So
Absolutely.
if you want more help with that, show up every week on Mondays.
JC said, what was the E in close? Explain next steps. So once
Yep.
you've gotten clear on exactly what happened or exactly what that client needs, diagnosing the solution and explaining how they're going to get there.
Yep. And that's when you offer the value and then the price, right?
Absolutely. Sam Thomas said, thank you. I'm planning on posting on Instagram and Indeed.
Let us know how it goes
Love
so we can
Indeed.
ring the bell for you when you get your first hire.
Indeed is great.
Yes.
Pamela said, okay. Donna said she's going to need that replay. You got it, Donna. Shay said she's going to need that replay a few times
Cool.
to soak
These
everything
videos don't
in.
go anywhere, so you can find them anytime in the group. I believe we also add them to We're going to start probably adding them to the units or guides section in the Facebook group. So we'll make an announcement in the group. Just make sure that you know that every video we ever do in here, it doesn't like disappear. You can rewatch it immediately after it's done. So make sure you do that.
And Oscar said he likes your hat.
Oscar likes this hat. I like this hat too. So this is our logo. We're going to be offering a lot of merch and giveaways to you guys soon. So Oscar, if you want a chance at getting one of these hats, make sure you're showing up every Monday, and we can do some giveaways and stuff for you guys.
Looks so nice,
Yeah.
so clean.
So with that being said, let's close out with a couple wins from our own clients and get you guys a little bit motivated to go kick butt this week. It is a Monday, so I'm just going to read some more client wins that we've had, and I'm going to have Katie ring the bell every time I share one. Do you know any ones that we've had this week that you want to share?
I know two big ones I want to share. First of all, we have Roberto Rivera, who's a solo esthetician out of Fort Lauderdale. He just crossed $16,000 in a single month as a solo, and he got his average ticket price per appointment above $300. As a solo.
Here he is. You can find this on the free course as well. He shared a whole video. Ring the bell for Roberto. Increased his revenue by $16,220 in a single month. You can see that video on how he did that there as well.
Yep.
One thing that I do want to share, and then we'll end with this because we have been on a little bit. Here's a little sneak peek at our elite program community. We have over about to hit 800 probably tonight or tomorrow. People in this program where we do weekly coaching calls. We give you the behind the scenes SOPs and everything that we just shared today, videos, walkthroughs, trainings, and a one-on-one account manager so you can work all this yourself. One of our clients, Sarah Martin, was actually able right here to make enough money with her business that she was able to, she said, I always wanted to buy a vehicle with cash. Today I went to the bank, pulled out the cash just so they had to count it. Best day ever. And I remember when I first chatted with Sarah, she was, it was a little bit, it was this time last year, I believe.
Yeah, it was exactly a year ago.
She was barely able to pay her bills. She had a lot of stress with her salon. She was thinking about leaving the industry.
She actually had a location shut down.
She had she had 2 locations they shut down. And now I believe she went to the point where she's doing $20,000 a month.
Solo, $20,000
just about profit. That's $20,000 like profit. If not around that pocket. And she was just able to buy one of her dream cars with that. And so just wanted to share that because I think it's, incredibly important for all of us to stay in tune with not just growing our business, getting clients, working social media, but also like realizing the reason why behind that. What's important to us? What milestones do we want to accomplish along the journey? And why do we want to put in the work and effort? Because until you figure out what those goals are and you get really excited about them, and then you pair that up with the strategy, like that's when things really start moving for you.
So many people give us these blanket goals of, I want to be successful. But what does that mean to you? Because everyone has a different definition of what success looks like and feels like. So once you get to that level, what would that look like for you? Define it.
Yep.
Like, what does your day-to-day look like?
So here's our homework. Think about that. We're going to actually ask that same question next week on the live. So come to that live and we're going to talk to you guys about it. We'll help you diagnose your goals, figure out what the math is behind it. And we'll really help you figure out how you need to go from A to Z. So with that being said, I saw Angel just hopped on here late. That's completely okay. You can catch the replay. Everyone else, make sure you type in hashtag butts in seats right now. And we'll share with you our free mini course after this video, our appointment setting scripts, and a ton of case studies and success stories that you can use to kind of get you kick started along this journey and get rocking and rolling. So hashtag butts in seats, type it in the chat right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop it. And we will see you guys next week, Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Any last words, Katie?
Be there, be square. Okay. You only get out of these lives what you put into it. And if you show up live and actually get to ask your questions and get them answered live. So show up, put it on your calendar, 7 p.m. Eastern time every single Monday, because we're back, baby.
We're back. Beauty bosses coming at you. You're not going to get away from us this year. I'm telling you, you're going to see us on your feeds everywhere. So be ready.
I'm going to harass you.
Yep. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have an awesome rest of your night. Let's kick butt this week and close we're halfway through the month of March. What's your goal for March? Let's crush it. Talk about it next week. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.